the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to some of you. A little bit of cloud cover there for others. Yeah, I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester. And a lot of you, I know, got quite a bit of work done if you had work to do. If you had the opportunity to play just a little bit, it was a perfect weekend to be outside and to get things done, as I said, or just simply enjoy. Very much like the end of June type weather as far as our temperatures go. We didn't break any high temperature records, but we did come kind of close in some spots. The record high for Saturday was 92. For Sunday, it was 93. And we were looking at upper 80s for a number of cities. Matter of fact, we did have a couple of cities that did hit the 90-degree mark yesterday. Right now, Matthew, what do you have on the thermometer?
Right now, over at the airport, it's partly sunny at 73. Over at Midland, it's partly sunny at 73. Here at Radio Center, it's partly sunny at 76. We have variable winds at 3 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 29.95, and it's falling.
Yeah, it's going to fall off, and along with that is going to come a little bit more stronger breeze, still coming pretty much out of the south and then eventually the southwest as we go through not only the day today, but also tonight and the day tomorrow. And right now it looks as though a southwest breeze on Wednesday. The reason why we've got not one but two low pressure systems that are going to be affecting our weather over the next 3 days. And as a result, it is going to keep us in the unsettled way of things when it comes to our weather, because we not only are going to have southwest breezes because warm fronts will be moving up through, but we're also going to have a pretty good chance of unsettled air combining the heat and the humidity. And as a result, we are going to have that threat of possibly some pop-up thunderstorm activity that we did experience last week. We're going to see it again this week, today and tomorrow, and very possibly on Wednesday before a cold front finally does work its way through behind the second low pressure system. These lows are going to be moving through the upper portions of the central part of the continental United States, and they're going to move up through Minnesota. One of them will cross Wisconsin and across the straits, and that's the one that we're going to be looking at right now. So clouds will be on the increase. They'll thicken, looking for a high of right around 85, and there will be that chance of a pop-up shower here and there. But right now it appears as though the best chance of the pop-up shower activity is going to be in northern Michigan. Coverage will be much greater in the northern half of the lower peninsula than it will in the southern half, but that doesn't mean an isolated storm could move through your area. After a high of 85 with potentially wind gusts of up to 20 miles per hour coming out of the southwest, we're going to look for a low tonight of 64. Again, these temperatures are very common in the month of July. Clouds will be on the increase, thickening of the clouds, scattered shower activity. The low pressure system, the first one will be moving northeast of Michigan overnight tonight. So the best chance of any severe weather or greater coverage of storm activity is going to be in the northern half of the lower peninsula. Tomorrow, 85, once again, sun and clouds, some scattered showers around. Low pressure system, the second one, moving into southern Minnesota by later in the day tomorrow and tomorrow night. So once again, there will be a chance of some pop-up shower activity. This will be a little bit more spread out over a broader area. So it's just not going to be centered in northern Michigan. We could see a little bit better coverage of these pop-ups as we go through the day tomorrow. 85 for a high, 67 for a low tomorrow night. Once again, southwest breezes. Tomorrow night, we're going to get some gusty winds of more than likely better than 30 miles per hour. On the day on Wednesday, mix of sun and clouds. Scattered shower activity once again, not quite as warm, but still in the 80s. 82 for a high, 55 for a low. Scattered shower activity. The low pressure will be north of Lake Superior as we go into the afternoon on Wednesday. And that's why the threat of shower activity will be around until Wednesday night, then clearing Wednesday night. Sunshine on Thursday, sunshine on Friday, middle 70s for a high both days. Then moving into the weekend, there still is going to be a chance of some showers around, but I don't think it's going to be quite as great as what some of the forecasters are calculating right now. Saturday and Sunday, upper 70s on Saturday, mid to upper 70s on Sunday. And again, a chance, but not as great a chance of seeing some shower activity. Long range to take us all the way through the 2nd of June. Where did May go? Looking at above average on the temperatures until we hit that last few days of the month of May. Precipitation values will be slightly above, especially over the next 7 to 10 days. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Incidentally, on this date in 2002, we had 0.2 of an inch of snow. And back in 2002, our high was 45 and our low was 33, Matthew. So anything's possible.
Snow?
You
Really?
got it. You got it. 0.2 of an inch on May the 20th.
What's up with that?
2022. It's a day a lot of people want to forget. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, who do we have?
Up next, we have Gary Kaufman from Star of the West, and we also have Robert Stoutenberg from West, and he's the West Growing District Agronomist for Michigan Sugar.
All of that coming up, but before we do that, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought you today by the folks at the Rummel Insurance Agency. You know, they understand the risks that you face as a Michigan farm and agribusiness owner, and that's why they want to know every farm's needs because they vary like the crops in the fields. They know that you're more than a number. You know, family, goals, dreams, your future, and how important all those things are to you. So that's why you should be dealing with somebody that understands those as well. They want to get to know you at the Rummel Agency one-on-one so they can help you get the right farm insurance protection for you and your family. The Rummel Agency with offices in Frankenmuth, Saginaw, and Carroll. Farm Service also brought to you today by the folks at Legendary Tree Care. You need some tree trimming? How about tree removal? Well, they can do it. No job is too big. No job is too small. They are fully licensed and insured, and they specialize in big projects. LegendaryTreeCare.com or like them on Facebook. They are there when you need them. Gary Kaufman at Star of the West starting us off on this beautiful Monday, and I took a look at the markets before I went on the air, and it looks like the wheat is off and running again, huh, Gary?
Yes, it is, Terry. You know, after ending last week with a 4-day skid, I guess, you know, last Monday we were up like we are today, and then we just slid the rest of the week. But in the bottom line for the support is the world weather issues continue. Ukraine, Russia, talking about more potential frost damage in their arena. So yeah, it's just and the wheat and soybeans are along for the ride. So.
Oh, no, the last time I took a look, the soybeans were having a pretty good run too.
Yeah, soybeans were a little bit higher. Soybean oil is kind of working, getting support from the soybean oil arena, fourth consecutive higher there on the oil. And then kind of drawing some support also from the vegetable oil markets. That's been firm as well.
So right now on the board, what have you got?
Yeah, right now, Terry, we've got cash wheat up 34 right now at 675 on the white, 585 on the red. New crop up 34 as well at 680 on the white, $6 on the red. Cash corn is up 8 at 381. New crop up 8 at 420. Cash soybeans up 14 at 1167, and new crops up 12, Terry, at 1135.
All righty, you have a good one.
I will. You too, Terry.
Keep pushing. Okay, keep pushing
Okay,
up.
We'll do our best.
All right. Talk to you later. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. As far as what's going on the Board of Trade as of right now, we are looking at the corn. The July contract is currently, it just changed, 460 and a half. That is up 8 1/4. The corn on September is right now at 471. That is up 8 1/2. Soybeans, July contract, 1242 1/4. That's up 14 1/4. The August contract of soys right now at 1238 1/2. That is up 13 1/4. And wheat, July contract at 685 1/4. That's up 34. September contract is at 705. That is up 33. Crude oil, incidentally, is down just a little bit, not much, down about 8.5 cents. The June contract is at $79.97.5. Market report brought to you by Thumb Bank. They've been making agricultural loans since 1895. Thumb Bank helps you stay up to date on industry trends and the trends of your operation. And they've got locations to serve you throughout the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay region. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust, equal opportunity lender, and member FDIC. And by Schaefer and Beerline, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Frankenmuth. Right now, spring Ram professional truck season is going on right now. So if you're in the market and you want to buy with confidence from a business-linked dealer that knows what customer satisfaction truly is, now is the time to go to Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth, where family and service sells cars. Along with us right now, we've got Robert Stoutenberg. He's with Michigan Sugar Company, taking care of that west growing district. Robert, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, sir. It's a beautiful day out here to be traveling around the scouting field.
I guess so. Now, real quick, from what I understood, and this was back a few weeks ago, your district, the West District, was a little bit ahead when it came to planting beets. Is that right?
Yes, sir. That was correct a few weeks ago. But unfortunately, the West has been catching some rain events, and we're trying to get things wrapped up. We still got some acres to put in. It's just those consistent rains have been hampering a couple of localized areas.
So those early beets, what do they look like now?
My earliest beets in the West were planted on March 13th, and they are thriving. They're looking good. And I feel we're going to have a really good crop this year with sugar beets, given the weather that we're having. We're having consistent rains, nice warm temperatures. It's the ultimate mix for a great crop.
What kind of challenges is this weather giving us right now, Robert?
Well, down in the southern half of the West, down where I live, we got about 2 inches of rain. So I was worried about having some ponding issues going on. If you got beets underwater with these 85-degree days, that's a bad mixture for any crop. But luckily, the ground's taking it good. And, with the consistent rains, it's giving the beets everything they need, but it gives everything the weeds need. So that's on the top of my mind to keep my eye out for as I'm scouting these fields.
Yeah, we're running ahead of time when it comes to a lot of things this year. And I have to assume the sugar beet crop is in the same predicament. Uh, some of the challenges, some of the things that growers are faced with on a regular basis every year, maybe they were faced with some of these challenges later in May. It looks as though the first part of May, we started to have some of those.
Oh yeah, I'd agree. I would say for this planting season, the rain was a big issue. There was much more smaller planting windows that growers could get in, get some stuff planted versus a couple years back where there was like a week or 2 week window where a lot of stuff would get planted. And I'm just hoping that this year isn't like last year, that the rain just turns off at the end of May and doesn't turn back on until July.
Yeah, we could have some real issues. There are some soils out there right now that have not responded, and you've indicated that favorably with all of this rain. Are we getting some hard crusts out there now?
There's only a couple of fields that I can think of that have a hard crust, and that was a direct result of the fields got multiple inches of rain on them and then dried right out. But it's very small areas. I'm actually sitting outside of a field right now, and it looks dry on top of it. You dig down, there's good moisture in there. So
right now we ought to be in pretty good shape. What's the next step for some of these crops?
Well, I'd say as far as the growers, making sure the herbicide applications getting put on, try to keep the weeds out of there. In the West, water hemp is a big problem, and that's something I keep my eye on. So staying on top of those applications and just making sure the crops get everything they need. If they need a little nitrogen put on, let's get that put on and give the crops everything they need to keep growing and thriving.
So now all we got to have is a little bit drier weather so they can get in the field and put that on.
Yeah, what I'm seeing is I'm actually sitting in Birch Run area, and it's looking pretty dry. It's pretty good. So it's just wherever those localized rain events happened Friday night, they need to dry out a little bit, but everywhere else is looking pretty good.
Yeah, we had some pretty heavy duty rains Friday afternoon and early Friday night. So it is really by section here that we're seeing some of these issues.
Yeah, and that's what I saw with the rains on Friday is that my house, I got 2 inches of rain, 10 miles to the northeast, didn't even get a drop. So like you said, it's section by section. You can drive across the road and that field wouldn't have gotten anything.
Yeah, I guess. Robert, always good to talk. We really appreciate it. Look forward to talking to you again, okay?
All right, sounds good, Terry.
You bet. Robert Stoutenberg. He is the agronomist over in the West Growing District for Michigan Sugar Company. Report brought to you by the folks at ACH Seeds. You know, their homegrown giving program, there's an opportunity there for you to get $10,000 for your community because they are setting up those $10,000 awards across communities, townships, and counties that sugar beet growers call home. But you've got to submit your application by May the 31st if you want to be a part of that $10,000 award to organization giving with ACH Seeds. So for more information, just go to achseeds.com. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Steiner Tractor. New parts for old tractors made easy, real easy. 800-234-3280 or go to their website at steinertractor.com. Coming up next, Matthew, who do we have?
Up next, we have Jerry Samolski from the Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville.
But first, this.
This year, make your farm produce the highest yield ever. Give your soil and your plants the boost of a 1-2 punch with liquids from Dairy Dew.
Stabilize your nitrogen with Humic Blaster, a great companion to UAN28, a great source of natural carbon. Humic Blaster allows your soil to hold nutrients and water at the root zone, saving it for crop consumption.
Protect your crops with Dairy Dew's Kelpful by adding it to any foliar application. Like vitamin C is good for our immune system, Kelp boosts the ability of plants to resist disease and other stressors. fertilizers. Fulvic acid makes fertilizers more effective, unlocking their full potential. Dairy Dew's Liquid Kelpful has both.
Liquid amendments can also have a free ride over your fields when you combine them with your herbicide or fungicide application. No extra fuel, compaction, or time and labor.
Take care of your crops to produce the best yield ever with help from Dairy Dew. Learn how Dairy Dew liquids can make a difference on your farm. Call a soil health expert at Morgan Composting today or visit dairydew.com.
Healthy plants come from healthy soil. Healthy soil comes from Dairy Dew.
Reliability. One word that packs so much meaning. Delivering on promises, standing the test of time, knowing your equipment is going to work when it's supposed to, or having someone knowledgeable there when it doesn't. It's the thing that gives you confidence during the toughest of seasons. So at Hudson, when we say reliable, we don't take it lightly. That's why we sell John Deere. Reliable equipment, reliable service, reliable people.
Along with us, Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Beautiful weekend to get some stuff done, Jerry.
It sure was, Terry, and with that heat and sun, water gets to be a question. So I just kind of quick looked at the Munger reporting site and looking at moisture in Munger, which is close to me, but I think everybody else is kind of in the same boat. From the 1st of March through today, we've had a lot of different rain events, but the amounts of rain have been so small. We've got an 0.8, a 0.4, a 0.5, and a 0.4, and the rest of them are mostly in, a tenth of an inch. So the fact that we've gotten all these rain days, people think, well, it rained, we got water. We really don't. It's drying up out there, at least in a lot of areas. Again, some areas that got more rain and some of those events than others are probably not as bad, but we're pretty dry around here. So, it's pay attention. One person said, well, I don't need to turn my sprinkler on. It's been watering. It's like, well, let's look at the ground. So again, a little bit more than it just rained today. We've got to take a little bit closer attention, and watering is always the single hardest thing to describe and get people to understand and pay attention to. So water, Terry.
That's it. Jerry, you take care. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. They've got a great selection of products from Sure Crop and Nature's that'll help you increase your yields. And, of course, the advice of certified crop advisor Vic Huffer to answer any questions you might have. Serving you is their business, and they've been doing it since 1983, Freeland Bean and Grain. We say good morning to Eric Sawatsky with Yo and Yo Accounting. Eric, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Terry.
What are we talking about today?
Yeah, I thought it would be good to talk a little bit about planning for the sale of a business. So if you're a business owner and thinking about getting out of the business and don't have anyone to leave that to, probably need to do a little pre-planning on that, because the tax consequences of that can be significant. So I'll talk about a couple things to consider, but again, good to get with a tax advisor ahead of time and do some of that planning. One of the biggest things to look at is how the sale will be structured. Are you selling an entity that you own, maybe stock in that company, or are you selling assets? You're selling the equipment and the real estate and maybe a book of business, different items sold separately. That has a huge impact depending on how that is structured, whether you're paying at a higher rate or at a lower capital gains rate. And then also the timing of when payments are going to happen. If you set it up as a installment sale where payments will happen over several years, that can have a big impact as well. So there are a number of other factors you'd want to consider, but the main lesson to take home, I guess, is really start thinking about that ahead of time, and probably planning a sale a couple years in advance is going to be to your benefit, so you can fully take advantage of the tax planning.
Good advice. You take care, Eric. Have a great day, okay?
You too, Terry.
All righty. We'll be right back.
Check out the all-new LS MT2 Series compact tractors at Nagy's Tractor Sales in Omer. The new and improved MT2 features 25 to 42.5 horsepower engine, hydrostat or shuttle transmission, and four-wheel drive. They have an all-new hood design with larger grille for better cooling, larger tires for improved traction, new LCD dash to give you more information on when service is due, LED headlamps, and larger upgraded platform area to give you ample legroom. The all-new Quick-Tack loader has a lift capacity up to 2,500 pounds, and the Quick-Tack bucket makes it a snap to switch to bucket or grapple. Nagy's has all the new MT2s in stock, including cab and platform, premium and economy models. The LS MT2 premium cab models features heat and air conditioning, premium suspension seat with armrests, remote hydraulics, third function joystick for grapple operation, and much more. For a limited time at Nagy's, take advantage of 0% financing on all MT2 Series tractors up to 96 months. See dealer for details. Stop into Nagy's Tractor Sales just south of Omer today and check out your new LS MT2 Series tractor or visit Nagy'sTractor.com.
Looking for savings while filling up at the pump? Look no further than Fuel Rewards at one of our 26 local Forward Shell convenience stores. Get 10 cents off per gallon when you purchase any 3 Rockstar Energy 16-ounce drinks, or 10 cents off per gallon when you purchase any 2 Icebreakers Ice Cube 40 packs. Visit fuelrewards.com to sign up and learn more. Fuel Rewards at your local Forward Shell convenience stores, a family-owned Michigan tradition since 1925.
Do you have a yield monitor in your combine? Do you print off a pretty picture every year, but you don't know what to do with it? Why don't you have PC Ag Solutions analyze your data to help you make profitable decisions for the upcoming season? We can help you analyze your data from your planter, sprayer, or combine and compare it to your soil types and nutrient availability. Anything from the planting date to your speed, population, and variety to elevation, drainage, and in-season applications. We can help you make the most profitable decision on your farm. Call us today, 989-868-4444. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coins in Bay City at 602 North Euclid Avenue.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton,